everybody. My name is Tiara. This is my first post and welcome to Buhay Canada. Alright, so as I mentioned, this is my first post and I decided to make this channel just because I'm one of those people na nangarap talagang pumunta dito sa Canada. Ang layunin ko dito sa channel na to ay makapag-share ng mga kwento ng mga taong nandito na sa Canada. Kaya matagal na sila dito or bago pa lang, magandang makarinig ng mga experiences nila, right? Mga kwento. Just to tell you guys, hindi ako expert or pro sa mga programs or paano makapunta dito. Pero, through sana sa mga kwento namin, matulungan kayo sa pathway nyo papunta dito sa Canada. Sana makatulong tong mga bawat episodes na ipopost ko para mas makapag-decide kayo kung Canada ba ang para sa inyo. So, how do we do this? Meron akong mga set of questions para sagutin ng mga taong magpa-participate dito. Sino yung mga taong to? Pwedeng mga kaibigan ko, kakilala ko. Or eventually, if this channel grows and interested kayo, taga-Canada kayo, please let me know and I can probably do an interview with you or actually just answer those questions and share it to the rest of us Filipinos, diba? Anyways, I don't want to bore you guys. Let's start with the questions. So, like I said, pangalan ko is Tiara Banigan. Nandito na ako I've been living here in Canada for 8 years now. I got here 2015. So, bago ako pumunta ng Canada, I was a marketing officer sa SM Supermalls. Malamang alam nyo ng lahat yun. SM Supermalls na head office. And I was there for mga 6 years. And all in all, karamihan na experiences ko nasa marketing and advertising industry. Nung dumating ako dito, permanent resident na ako. Fortunately, because of that program na nahabol ko pa, which is called Federal Skilled Worker. And ngayon, thank you Lord, citizen na ako. For me, it's easy. Dream ko na talaga makapunta sa Canada at specifically in Vancouver since I graduated college. That was way back, mga early 2000. Bakit? I've always wanted to live in a Western country. And actually, nung una, dapat sa States. Nung bata ako kasi nakita ko sa mga movies, diba? And karamihan ng kamag-anak ko nasa US. But then, as the years went by, lalo na nung college ako, I was looking into, other parts of the world. And for some reason, naisip ko lang, why won't I research for Canada? So I did some research and then nakita ko na katabi lang pala niya yung US. Diving deeper into it, nakita ko na yung crime rates are lower than the US. It's more like quiet in Canada. That's what they say. In general, okay siya. And plus, it's just by the border. Kung gusto ko pumunta ng States, andyan lang siya. I can just cross the border easily. Dahil sa kaka-research ko, nakita ko si Vancouver. Super na in love ako sa kanya. Pictures pa lang and videos. Some people call it like a city resort. Why? Everywhere is 30 minutes from here. Kung gusto mong pumunta sa mga mountains, 30 minutes. Kung gusto mong pumunta sa beach, 30 minutes. If you want to do something else na, mag-hike, trail, everything is just within reach. And any time of the season, may pwede kang gawin. Like winter, pwede kang mag-snowboard. Of course, summer, marami kang, pwedeng gawin sa mga trails and beaches and all that, summer activities. Even fall and spring, it's very beautiful here. Plus na lang and bonus na nalaman ko na ito pala yung warmest province in Canada. So, malamig pa rin siya, pero it's the warmest in Canada. So, yun. Years after, I think it's been 15 years after, here I am in Vancouver. I applied through an agency. How I came across this agency, to be honest, luck. Kasi, or sign, I guess, or fate, I guess. Kasi nga, parang, nung time na yon, hindi ko na-expect na yung marketing skills ko would be something that Canada would be looking for. Kasi usually, di ba, IT or nurse, yan ang mga hinahanap sa mga Western countries. So, meron lang one time nagbigay sa akin or siguro dahil nagre-research ako about Canada, nag-email sa akin na agency saying na merong free assessment. So to make the long story short, hindi ko talaga dapat pupuntahan yung agency na yun. And who knows, baka scam, di ba? At tsaka malayo kasi sa bahay namin. So, nagkataon lang na may meeting ako malapit dun sa office nila one time. I decided, you know what? It's just like 2 blocks away from here. Why not try it, right? So I did. And pumunta ako dun. And then there's the rest of the story. Nagulat ako na qualified daw ako for the program. And then it went on. I waited for a couple of years, I guess, just because there was a problem with the government, yung immigration system nila. They had to change something. But overall, it went from there. And nagulat na lang ako when I got my visa. Ayan na. Masaya. So yeah, kung tatanungin nyo anong agency to, it was cpnis.com. Would I recommend them? Yes, they're good. They're good. They're a good agency, legit. Yung may-ari nito is Canadians. Although, eventually, when I got here, marami na ako nakakausap ng mga tao and storya, narinig na storya paano sila nakarating dito. When I went through the process itself, na-realize ko, pwede rin naman pala sanang ako na lang. It could have saved me a lot of money, to be honest. Kung matyaga ka lang, marami kang oras, madali lang naman intindihin ng mga application forms papunta dito sa Canada, kung ano mong program yon. That time, I guess, siguro overwhelmed ako. So, and I wanted somebody to help me. Wala namang sisi, of course. Wala namang sisi. It's just that, syempre, mas makakatipid ka if you do the application by yourself. If you choose to get a service from an agency, okay din yon. Pero make sure legit yung company. I-research yung maigi. Merong list, actually, I think, in the Canadian website, yung cic.gc.ca. I think there may be a way to see kung legit ba yung mga agencies na dinideal nyo. Otherwise, baka kasi maging scam, malugi kayo. Ayaw naman natin yun, diba? Like I said, I'm not a pro on that. Just do your research. That's what I did, at least. And then, marami naman tayong pwede mga tanungan ng mga kapatid dito or dyan sa Pilipinas para matulungan kayo sa mga steps na gusto nyo. Wow! I wrote that question, pero ngayon na I have to answer it, parang ang dami pala, ang dami. But sige, I'll try to be brief as possible. Siguro, number 1, independence. Kasi syempre sa Pilipinas, nasanay ako, nandun lahat yung pamilya ko. Anything na may mangyari, nandyan si mami, si daddy, si kuya, si ate, alam mo yon, or mga kaibigan, magkaroon ka ng car trouble, uy, tulungan mo naman ako, puntahan mo ako dito, alam mo yun, simple things like that. And then, basta yung mga bagay na marami tayong convenience dyan sa Pilipinas. Dito, nung pumunta ako dito, ang dami kong natutunan. Alam mo yun, natuto talaga ako literally to live on my own, which I never did. Kasi I lived with my mom since the beginning. Ito lang talaga yung first time ko mag-move out and live on my own. Hindi naman to para sa lahat, pero yung independence is really different here for me. Finding your way. Kasi bago yung lugar. Paano ka magko-commute? Paano ba yung transportation system dito? Ang daming mga bagay na kailangan mong aralin on your own. And by doing that, kailangan mong magtanong, makipag-usap, communicate. Of course, nandun yung language. It's not really that hard for us Filipinos kasi we speak English, diba? But medyo overwhelming lahat sa umpisa. Pero eventually, you'll get the hang of it. Tapos ito pa, yung mga simpleng, bibili ka ng, halimbawa, ng table or kung anumang furniture yung kailangan mo. Sa Pilipinas, magbabayad ka lang, pwede na nalang i-install kila kuya or manong, diba? Dito, hindi, you have to install it yourself, you have to do everything by yourself. Otherwise, if you need it done by another person, babayad ka, diba? Pero syempre, starting here, ayaw mo talagang gumastos, ayaw mong syempre, bago ka pa lang, diba? So, talagang tsatsagain mo. And I think it's something that I really like because now I can say I learned and gained a lot of skills. Natuto akong to be more comfortable talking sa mga ibang race. Syempre, sa atin puro Pilipino tayo eh. Dito, iba-iba sila. May Caucasian, may mga Indians, may Chinese. It's just really a melting pot, like they say. Masaya kasi na-improve yung communication skills. Also, maganda sa akin kasi yung experience na to kasi naging open ako sa mga iba-ibang kultura. Kasi nasanay ako sa atin, which is good. Maganda sa akin kasi yung foundation ko is pagiging Pilipino. Pero malami kang malalaman na cultures and matututunan din sa mga ugali nila. Iba-iba din yung religion kasi 'di ba tayo puro Katoliko tayo. Dito iba-iba. Office mates mo iba-iba, may Muslim, may ganito, may Jewish, may Jews, I mean, and you know, basta maraming ganon. Ang maganda doon, matututo ka and at the same time, importante dito yung equality. So ano man yung race mo, ano man gender mo, lahat, people are polite and they're nice to you. Hindi mo mafe-feel masyado, at least for me personally, wala akong na-feel na judgment or parang na-look down ako. So far, thankful ako kay Lord na wala naman akong na-experience na racism, you know, and stuff like that. Mga friends. I guess I think that's probably it in general. Maraming in details, right? But it's just really learning a lot of adjustments, pero in a good way. Mahirap at masarap. So I guess that's it. There's a lot of adjustments for sure. Hindi lang ako, lahat na pumupunta dito. Lagi namang may adjustment. Hindi lang dito, sa ibang bansa, yung mga ibang taong pumupunta sa ibang bansa. If it's a new world or new environment that you are in, you will always adjust, right? I have a lot more to say, but I guess I'll just keep it at that. So yeah, on to the next question. Marami yan. I mean, number one, like I said, is adjustment. Adjustment in living here, communicating with people, living the way they do, just trying to belong also. Marami rin mga things like sa office, tayo mga Pilipino, naturally talagang balat sibuyas talaga. I must say, kasi marami akong experiences na napagsabihan ako dito na parang noong una masyado kong dinadamdam. Pero eventually na-realize ko, hindi nila tinitake personally dito. Wala masyadong issue, pagdating sa office or sa trabaho. Nasa ugali na lang yon. Pero pag yung boss nagsabi sa'yo or kung sino man, may mga katrabaho ka na nagsabi sa'yo direkta na, oy, alam mo, dapat baguhin mo to kasi napansin ko ganito ka. So it's something na natutunan kong tanggapin and reflect upon to improve myself. And eventually, natutunan ko na rin to do the same thing. Just to be direct and, say what you need to say and voice out. Hindi yung parang laging kawawa yung pakiramdam or kawawa yung feeling. Hindi ganon. Hindi ka na masyadong parang nabawasan yung pagiging sensitive ko as a person. If I feel bad about something and I need to voice out, I'm gonna voice it out, but then I'll leave it from there and move on. And then go on to the next. Ano pa ba? Challenges. Of course, the weather. Coming from a tropical country, this is really, really cold. It's really, really cold. First winter, though, I was happy kasi first time ko makita ng snow. Yung 4 seasons, first time ko, ang ganda. Sobrang ganda. Pero ang lamig. Hirap, diba? Tapos ako pa ma-beach person ako sa Pilipinas. So, ang hirap kasi parang summer na lang yung only time ko to enjoy the beach or swim and, yung mga ganyang activities. Pero, eventually, of course, nag-adjust na. Ang hirap nung nagko-commute. Syempre nung mga umpisa commute and then may mga black eyes na dulas na ako ilang beses. Thank God, hindi naman ako nabalian or anything. Tapos when I got my car, first time ko mag-drive sa snow, yung mga ganyan. Little things, pero adjustment siya. Adjustment took me a few years to be comfortable with it. Hindi naman siya challenge, pero of course, I had to find my own crew. Kasi, just so you guys know, mag-isa ako pumunta dito sa Canada. Lahat ng family ko nasa Pilipinas pa. And because it was my dream, I tried to brave it out and try this on my own. Nung nag-apply ako dito, wala akong kakilala. Eventually na lang, parang I found some people na, nandun pala siya sa Canada, ganyan. Pero yung mga hindi ko pa super close that time. Siyempre, ayaw mo namang malungkot and you needed connections, right? So eventually, may mga few people who are now my friends/family. The network crew, kakilala, lalo na nung nagtrabaho na ako. Kakilala ni ganito. It's still growing, but I've already built my network of people and friends, friends and who are like family to me too. Also, and also yung mga musicians. Just so you know, tumutugtog din pala ako. I have my other channel showing some songs. If you are interested, search for Kiara Banigan. I don't know if I'm gonna change that channel name, but I'll let you know. You'll see it on YouTube, Instagram, and such. Yeah, so excited talaga ako. And finally, after like a year or so, may nagpakilala na sa akin na isang parang a friend na may kakilala, yun, ano mo na. And then, yun, I get into that circle of musicians, mga Filipino musicians here. Masaya, so I'm very, very happy and glad. Kung tatanungin nyo yung mga ibang lahi, yes, of course, meron din akong mga friends na Caucasians, South African, it will happen, diba? Syempre, makikilala mo sila. Marami pa, pero siguro the last challenge I'll share with you is of course yung work here. Kasi dito, syempre, you have to keep an open. If you decide to go to Canada, kailangan talaga yung credential mo okay. Meaning, mas maganda ang credential mo kung meron kang educational background dito. Kaya maraming Pilipino or ibang lahi na nag-migrate dito na nag-aral. Kahit certificate lang yan, diploma, depende. It really matters. Kasi dito, kung gusto mong ma-advance, like gusto mo ma-promote into a certain level, like manager, ganyan, they really look into your resume. And yung, unfortunately, yung assessment ng ating degree sa Pilipinas, it's not the same as here. And depende din yun, I think, sa school na pinuntahan mo. So if it's in the major universities natin, like UP, LaSalle, and the likes, Ateneo, I think mas mataas yung equivalency nun sa level dito. Pero hindi pa rin yata siya considered as bachelor's degree. I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not a pro. Pero in my case, yung school ko dati, equivalency niya dito, 3 years in college, kahit naka-bachelor's degree ako. It's still something that I'm working on. I want to study and finish a degree or kahit certificate. I wasn't able to do that at first just because, of course, I was by my own. I had to work to pay the bills and pay my rent and all that. Hindi talaga kaya ng oras ko at ng, resources ko. Wala akong enough money to pay for tuition. This time around, hopefully soon, I'll be able to do that. Pero, I mean, kung di ka naman picky, to be honest, of course, I started with yung mga basic. Yung mga, alam mo yung mga trabaho sa retail, yung mga sweldo doon is like basic. Okay naman. As in, I was able to pay my rent and buy stuff for me, the things I need, travel pa nga kaya. Pero syempre, like ngayon, inflation, it's kind of, talagang tumataas lahat, nagmamahal. It still continues to be a challenge for me, and I guess for a lot of people too. But, there's always a solution to it, right? And if you always keep your mind open, and hindi ka negative thinker, mas madali siyang daanan. So, that's what I try to practice, yung positive thinking. Yun yung gusto kong ma-attain every time. Okay, kasi nga, I've been here 8 years now, and I can say that the Canadians, very nice people and polite. Sikat yan, yan ang lagi lang kasabihan, Canadians are overly polite. They are very polite, overly polite. That's what they say, and it's actually true. Kasi talagang mapapait sila like mabangga ka lang, they'd say, oh sorry, and they say thank you. Sa mga bus driver, nung first time ko sumakay ako ng bus, pag lahat ng bumababa, pag sa bus stop, nagte-thank you sa driver. So syempre nanibago ako, pero eventually, na-adapt ko na yon. Pagka may pumapasok na senior, talagang tatayo yung mga tao to give that seat to that senior. Alam mo yung mga little things na ganyan. They're very kind and polite. Marami ka makikitang signage and reminding people to stay kind. Kaya ako nasabi yun, nagkaroon ako ng comparison kasi nung pumunta ako, first time ko sa States, kung nagulat ako dun sa way ng mga tao dun. Medyo mas straightforward sila dun. Basta, anyway, may difference siya. Mas polite yung mga tao dito. Dito kumpara sa Pilipinas, it's quiet. It's really quiet. Doon ako nagulat. Kasi 'di ba sa atin, sanay tayo kahit gabi, umaga, maririnig mo may tricycle from afar. Alam mo yan, may mga tao nagsasalita, may mga tao sa labas. Dito, as in maririnig mo lang mga ibon. Pag nasa park ka, siguro from a distance, may maririnig kang nagsasalita. Like ngayon, dito ako, 'di ba? Nakikita nyo may naglalakad sa likod. But this is an actual park. Siguro naririnig nyo lang yung mga kotse from afar, from a distance because there's a road there. Pero it's really quiet. It's nice. Nakakagulat sa umpisa, pero It's nice. Especially pala pag winter, pag may snow, mas tahimik pa. I don't know, for some reason, maybe the snow absorbs the sounds. I don't know. Pagdating dito, tayo mga Pilipino, ang lakas ng boses natin. As in, one time I had this colleague said, Psycho kasi, what do you think about Filipinos? And they're like, yeah, they're very nice, of course, ganyan. Tapos sabi nila, you guys are loud. And then, natawa ko nung una. Kasi nga parang, really? And then one time, na-realize ko nandun ako kami ng partner ko sa restaurant. Kukwentuhan kami. And then, na-realize ko, shucks, parang nangingibaba yata yung boses nating dalawa. And to think, normal conversation lang yun. And everybody else was like, whispering. Parang sa akin whispering, pero actually yun na yung normal speaking voice nila. Medyo mas na-conscious ako. Kasi nga parang ingay-ingay. Ang ingay-ingay. Pag may maingay, pag tumingin ako, alam ko Pilipino. Alam mo yung ganun. I mean, nakakatuwa. Di naman siya nakakahiya. Nakakatuwa. Kasi it is what it is, no? People are people. They're very appreciative. Like, super. Nakakatuwa. Walang judgment. Yun ang nafe-feel ko eh. As I said, tumutugtog ako. So, may mga gigs ako dito na mga mas ibang lahi. Hindi mga Pilipino yung nanood. And they were so appreciative. Like, even after the gig, they'd talk to you and say, hey, you were great. You know, yung mga ganyan. Yung mga ganung little things, talagang nakakataba ng puso eh. And dahil nasasanay ka sa ganitong vibe, ikaw din tuloy nagiging ganon. So, 'di ba? Ako na-adapt ko rin tuloy 'yon. Yung being appreciative and not being so judgy. I just love it. I love their culture. Honestly, hindi ko pa na-i-immerse yung masyadong sarili ko deeply into their, culture and society. Kasi, I'll be honest, karamihan pa rin na nakakasama ko dito are Filipinos. But I am, of course, open to learning and to experiencing more of whatever is the Canadian way. In the works, but yes, that's one of my bucket lists for sure. Not just the usual Canadians, but also the Aboriginals, yung mga First Nations, how they started, yung history and everything. I would really love to learn more about it. So, alright, so I have the last question. Buti na lang kasi pa-sunset na. By the way, it's already, anong oras ba? Parang 4 p.m. And ang sunset dito, madilim na by 4:30, kaya nagmamadali ako. Today is January 4th. Happy New Year pala, guys! January 4th, 2024. It's been warmer than usual. Usually, mga ganitong time, medyo freezing cold na siya, may snow and all that. Pero, kinda like it. Maiba naman. For the last question, ano ang advice mo sa mga kapwa nating Pilipino na gustong pumunta sa Canada? Ang advice ko lang is, first and foremost, make sure alam mo yung rason mo kung bakit mo gusto pumunta sa Canada at bakit sa Canada. Make sure that it's your dream, pangarap mong makapunta dito. Hindi yung parang, sige na nga, try ko lang. I mean, kasi like in my case, dream ko talagang pumunta dito. And kahit nahirapan ako nung pagdating ko dito, it was more of happiness than yung hirap. Kasi masaya ako nandito ako eh. And it lasted for a few years bago ko siguro na-feel yung homesickness and, all that stuff. Pero, it helps you get by amidst the challenges and, lungkot, homesickness and everything. So, kasi marami siyang magiging challenge pagdating mo. So, make sure that gusto mo talagang pumunta sa Canada. Do your research. Bakit si Canada? Anong meron? Ito ba yung para sa lifestyle ko? Or para sa akin as a person or kami as a family. Make sure you answer those questions. Or better yet, siguro parang magsulat ka or maglista ka ng mga tanong sa sarili mo to give you guidance sa decision mo kung ipupursue mo ba talaga si Canada or hindi. Do your research. Like I said, guys, wag sana tayong kung kani-kanino lang maniniwala. Make sure kung ano yung mga resources nyo, websites, yung mga vlogs na pinapanood nyo, tignan nyo yung mga links kung legit ba. Okay, make sure you do your own research kasi talagang marami nang loloko na ngayon. Magagaling na yung mga scammers, guys. So, make sure na hindi masasayang yung perang gagastusin nyo, right? Like I said, pag naka-decide na kayo, ang advice ko is, before you leave, o nasa Pilipinas pa lang kayo, try to change your mindset. Kasi lalo na sa mga taong nakarating na doon, matataas na ang posisyon sa Pilipinas, it's really gonna be different when you get here. Kailangan open ka na mag-start from scratch. If you're okay with that, then you'll be fine. Start from scratch meaning, okay lang sa'yo magtrabaho sa fast food chain. or sa mga retail, mga department store. Yung mga ganyan. Or even maglinis, mag-cleaning business, or, mag-cleaning, or, as basic as those work, you have to be open. And kailangan yung feeling mo okay ka lang doon. Kasi kung yung feeling mo, hindi, manager na ako bakit ako bababa doon? Then this is not gonna work for you. Marami akong kakilala dito na sa Pilipinas, sobrang taas na ng posisyon nila. And dito, they've been doing 2 or 3 jobs and they're okay with it. Yung iba nga bus driver Pero yun guys, yun pala yung sasabihin ko sa'yo. Huwag nyo ikukumpara yung, di ba sa atin, pag bus driver ka or construction worker ka, nila lang yan construction worker lang yan. Alam mo yun, which is sad. Hindi dapat ganun. Pero dito, totoo lang, yung mga may skills like bus drivers and yung mga construction workers na yan, sila pa yung mas malalaki ang hourly wage. So, dito, like I said, equality is important. So, don't think about your reputation. Huwag maarte sa mga kasi ng trabaho. If it's a physical job, that's fine as long as it pays the bills and even more, then that's good. Importante talaga yung mindset. Pag umalis kayo, make sure that i-reset nyo na yung isip nyo. Expect nyo na you will be starting from the beginning. If you're good with that, then you will be okay. Madali na kayo mag-adjust dito. Yeah, so yun yung advice ko. And if you're gonna ask me, is it worth it? Yes, it is worth it. For me, hindi ko pinagsisisihan na Canada ang pinili ko. Hanggang ngayon, masaya ako na nandito ako. Number 1, syempre, benefits pa lang. Totoo yan, what they say, yung medical benefits dito, mataas naman yung taxes, pero alam mong saan pumupunta. Meron kang peace of mind, guys, meron kang peace of mind. Pag nagkasakit ka, wala kang babayaran, libre. Diba? Kailangan mo maoperahan, lahat yan, libre. Of course, depende na lang, sa medications, it will vary the benefits, right? But anyway, yung mga urgent and, yung mga urgent concerns, like hospitalization and everything, libre yan. I even have a friend who nagkaroon ng cancer. Tinanong ko nga siya, kamusta naman? How's the process and everything? And thankfully, okay naman siya ngayon. But, ang sabi nga niya, wala siyang binayaran na chemo and everything, wala siyang binayaran. So, sa atin, siguro sa mga age natin or those who are older, it's something very important kasi syempre naisip na natin yung health natin, diba? We're not getting any younger. But, even for the younger people, it's better, of course, to start early, right? So, kung you're in your 20s, mga ganyan, why not? Start earlier kasi, syempre, if you work longer here and be a citizen na eventually, syempre, yung benefits mo din, not just the medical benefits, but also yung mga, of course, pension and all that, you'll get more. Maganda dito kasi, talagang, for me personally, I feel that the government really, takes care of their people. Alam ko, of course, all the first world countries are, of course, the same. Dito sa Canada, ito lang naman na makikwento ko dahil ito lang naman ang experience ko. But, yes, I feel that they really take care of their people. Lalo na nung pandemic na-experience ko yon, yung na-lay off ako sa work, but then, binigyan talaga nila ng benefits yung mga taong na-lay off. Like, they gave us allowance na $2,000 every month just to get by. 2,000 is not little. Kahit papano. And swerte na lang ako mababa pa yung rental fee ko. Pero, pasok siya doon. Alam mo yon? Kasi I was really worried na ako lang mag-isa. Well, I'm with my partner, pero, how are we gonna pay the bills and all that? Tapos, wala ka naman masyadong malapitan dito. Unlike dyan sa Pilipinas, marami kang kakilala, right? So, I was really worried about it. But then, that's what the government did. And nung tinatanong nga nila, paano yan? Baka bumagsak yung economy kasi gumagastos kayo ng ganyan. I mean, for them, it was like, people first, diba? Parang bigay natin yung kailangan ng mga tao. And then, kung ano yung magiging problema, let's just deal with it when we get there. So, hence, inflation ngayon. Hindi, pero, okay lang yun. Okay lang yun. Ano naman na yun, syempre, expected na yun. But, yes, it's really nice here. I'm proud that now I'm a Filipino-Canadian. Yeah, so I'll leave it there for now. Ang masasabi ko lang, of course, iba-iba tayo. Iba-iba ang mga diskarte natin. Iba-iba ang personalities natin. But, I hope whatever I share today help you somehow think about it or decide kung si Canada ba talaga para sa'yo. So guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me through the comments. And like I said, ang purpose ko talaga dito makatulong sa inyo. Yun lang, like I said guys, please don't ask any questions about ano yung mga latest programs and stuff like that. I don't know anything about it. Masishare ko lang sa mga episodes na ipopost ko is just really stories from people just to help you guys decide if Canada is for you. Alright, I think that's it for today. If you are still watching, I want to say thank you for watching this first episode I made, and sana nakatulong naman to sa inyo. Like I said, the purpose of this whole thing is to really give stories and help Filipinos know more about Canada, living in Canada, and help them decide or help you decide kung Canada ba ang para sa inyo. If you know anybody else na nandito who would like to share their stories, let me know. And if you guys have any questions, as long as it's not a professional thing, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of agencies or people and lawyers and, people who can reach out and help you guys out. And maybe, eventually we can interview some. Maybe I can do some episodes about that too. I'll do that. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one.